Hey guys, it's S Reckless. I put together some highlight clips from my game with the Raptors and Buck Extreme, along with some commentary. Here you go. Here's a player coming out to start the third quarter. Inbounding the ball, obviously the defense is set in the half court, but they make a couple of mistakes that ends up giving up an easy dunk. There's nothing that I did on this play that was spectacular or even intelligent. Just following what the game is telling me, and I ended up with an easy 2 points that started the third quarter off, giving me a lot of momentum. So right here you can see dribbling up the court, Pierce is standing on the three-point line waving his arms, he's wide open. So for some reason Gay, who is his defender, sagged way off of him. He's like 15-20 feet away from him in game reference. He's standing over there near the free throw line. So I think he's manually controlling the point guard, Lowry. You can see him moving around a little bit. So right now I'm getting ready to throw a pass to Pierce to see what he can do with it over there. What Lowry is doing is going into a take charge stance for some reason. Now that's a problem because what happens is Pierce is going to get the ball on the wing, and when he catches this pass, the Raptors are already dead in the water, because either he is going to turn around and shoot, or he's going to wait for Gay to close out and he's going to drive right by him. Now, if Lowry had been in better position, paying attention to Pierce being open on the wing, if Gay had been in position too, he'd be able to defend this play. But Lowry being way out above the three-point line, he can't help Gay on Pierce. So you can see Gay is in a full sprint out to the three-point line. Pierce catches the pass. He faces up. Gay stops short and then has to come out again, and that's when Pierce starts his drive. Lowry's just watching. He's still like 10 feet away. So Pierce starts his drive. The lane's wide open. He gets a dunk. That starts off the third quarter, giving the Celtics a ton of momentum, and we really rolled on from there. Here's another play where you can see how over-aggressive defense can really mess up your defense and your rotations. It's a side out, inbounds. Anderson is the man with his hands up in the air. He's supposed to be guarding Bass. He's trying to contest the inbound pass. We make the pass, and you can see Anderson has his arm waving in the air because he's going for a steal. He goes back to the hands up animation, and now he goes for another steal, which takes him completely out of the play. Rondo hasn't even moved yet, but I'm already looking at what my next pass is going to be. You can see Bass is heading straight to the baseline. He's going to make a right turn. This is all part of the design play. And he cuts to the basket. He's got a pretty much wide open path to the basket for an easy dunk. To stop that play, all he would have had to do, he still could have contested the inbound pass, but once Rondo gets it, he needs to run back and get to the baseline, or at least get on Bass. He can't let Bass have an open cut to the basket like that. You see Pierce is open too, right there. So I could have passed it to either one of those guys and gotten a good shot. There's another play from the third quarter. The Raptors just get a made basket. Inbounding the ball to Rondo. He's bringing it up. No hurry. I think he's manually controlling Lowry, the point guard, who's in a good defensive position right now. He's inside the three-point line. Rondo is not a three-point shooter, as everybody knows. He's not going to pull up for a jumper out there. I'm basically just standing around waiting to see what develops. Maybe I'm deciding what play to call and seeing how he's gonna respond. So as soon as I get up to the line, he comes out to meet me with Lowry, tries to get up in Rondo's chest, and I go into hesitation dribble right here. Then he puts his hands up, and he's in the hands up animation, which now makes him very vulnerable to the drive. He can't body up the ball handler when he's in that hands up animation. So I hesitate, I don't go right away, hesitate again, cross over, and I go right by him. But that was just because when he got in that hands up animation, he got out of his defensive stance. And then he had to move again to react to that first hesitation dribble. Now he's facing the wrong, you can see he's facing the sideline, he's facing the wrong way. When I cross over and go to the left, he has to turn around, and he can't get that body up animation because his hips are turned the wrong way. And that's what lets Rondo get by him right to the basket. And he finishes. Nice finish. Okay, here's an example of how you can take a good offensive possession and really quickly turn it into a bad offensive possession. The Raptors have the ball. He's running a high pick and roll with I think Lowry and one of the big white dudes who play center. I think it's Valanciunas. I can't remember if I was playing the ball or if I was playing on Garnett on defense, but you can see the pick and roll doesn't really work that well because the screener doesn't really set a great screen, and when he goes to roll to the basket, Kevin Garnett is playing way off of him. He's completely sagging off of him. So when he rolls, there's nowhere for him to roll to. And Green is helping a little bit, even though he's got Bargnani at the three-point line. He can easily recover from that position. But he makes a good play. He clears it out. Instead of taking a bad shot with Lowry, he clears it out. And now DeRozan, I think, has a dribble drive. Pump fake. And now freeze it right here. The dribble drive by DeRozan draws the defense over. You can see Kevin Garnett is helping out. He's got three Celtics over there. On the left-hand side, you can see Pierce has two guys. He's guarding Gay, who you can't see. He's off the screen. He's also guarding the big man down on the baseline. So Gay makes a cut out to the three-point line for and he gets the pass out there. Now right here, Gay has a pretty good shot from three-point range. If that was Ray Allen, he should definitely shoot that shot. Paul Pierce should probably shoot that shot. But for Rudy Gay, he's not a great three-point shooter. He is a great driver and finisher, though. Now, he's open, but he's got Paul Pierce closing out at a full run. If he pump fakes and drives, he's going to have an easy dunk. He's going to completely posterize Garnett or whoever else is down there on the defense. But I'm manually controlling Pierce, and I do a hard contest, a triangle and turbo contest. And he jumps up like a madman. Hasn't had that kind of vertical in 5 years, but he gets up there and contests the shot. The shot misses, and I keep going with Pierce. I run to the other side of the court. I get the long pass. Pierce gets a dunk and racks up a bunch more momentum for the Celtics. Here's another little play about showing what you can do against over-aggressive defense. I think it's off a made shot or maybe a missed basket, but I'm not hurrying up the floor. I don't really have anything going early in the shot clock, so I pull it out. Rondo's messing around out there, and for some reason he's got Lowry out guarding Rondo 30 feet from the basket, and then he goes for a strip steal. What happens is that freezes him. See right there, he's frozen. He can't move. He can't react to Rondo's drive. So when he doesn't get that strip, which he's probably not going to because Rondo's ball security and his handle are super high in the 90s. When he misses that strip, he gets frozen. Rondo goes right by him. Now what happens is Valanciunas actually makes a great move to step up, cut off Rondo's drive, and force him away out of the lane. So he doesn't give up an open layup or a dunk, but he does get in there and break the defense down completely. Now, so I have to pull up, but now I've got basically 5 red jerseys around Rondo, and a bunch of options to get out of this situation. You can see Lee is spotting up over on the left-hand side in the corner. That would be a wide open shot. That would be a make probably if I got it out there to him. Bass is spotting up. So I throw it out there to Bass. Now he's got a miss. He's not in a great spot because he can't shoot from out there. But he's in a mismatch. He's got a point guard on him, and the point guard is in that hands up animation again. And that's a problem. So Bass puts it on the floor. We can get right by him. The help defender has to step up, and Rondo just makes a quick basket cut, and that's a layup. But all that comes off the original play to come out and guard Rondo so far from the basket. It basically takes all the pressure off me trying to find a play for myself, because I can just dribble the ball towards the basket and watch what develops from there and just make the play. Here's a play where I end up getting a dunk, not really off a fast break, but just by bringing the ball up and attacking when I see the defense get out of position. What happens here is the Raptors point guard is starting to get set up too far away from the basket. Williams has the ball. Williams isn't really a shooter. He's going to try and drive it in there every time if he can. His point guard should be back probably near the free throw line. He should have his heels on the free throw line. He should at least be inside the 3-point line. You can see right here his body is turned the wrong way. He is not going to be able to get back and defend Williams' drive from that position. You see him get set right there, and that's right when Williams goes into a crossover. And then when he explodes to the basket off that hesitation move, the Raptors point guard is pointing to the wrong direction. He's trying to recover, but it's too late already. He's already burned. And Williams is going to go right to the basket for a dunk. But to defend that, he has to get that point guard over more to the right. He has to get his chest lined up basically with Williams, and he has to give it to be able to do that. He has to give himself more space right from the start of the play. He can't try to intercept him out here because there's just too many ways Williams can still go with the ball. Even if he makes an adjustment, tries to turn at this point and move to the right, then Williams can cross over here, right there, and go to the left and still get past him and break down the defense. Here's a play that's similar to the last one. Williams is going to end up with a dunk, basically just by dribbling the ball up the court and reacting to the defense. What happens is pretty much the same thing that happened in the other play. You can see the Toronto guard is trying to pick him up too far from the basket. The problem is Williams isn't a shooter. He's not going to shoot from out there. It's too early even in the shot clock to have a play set up, so there's no play that he's really disrupting either. It's not really a lot of benefit for him to come out there. You know, maybe he could pick up the ball handler and make him pick up his dribble, or maybe you could get a strip steal, but those are really low percentage plays. You can see now he's out there, now he's coming out. So when I go to the right with the ball, he has to go into that sideways run. He's getting out of his defensive stance. He's going into that running animation. That really puts him in a bad spot because he's not going to be able to react now if I go back the other way. So go behind the back. Now he's basically almost beat, and then he reacts by going for a steal, which pretty much takes him out of the play right there. And that opens up the defense for Williams to get to the basket. Here's a third example of the same thing I'm talking about. Williams just going right past the defense, right into the lane, getting misses the dunk, but he gets fouled. The same thing happens here with the Raptors coming out to meet him right at the half-court line. He goes right, and again, you see him going into that sideways run animation. That's when you know you've got the advantage. So he goes behind the back, switches directions to the left. The Toronto guy has no chance to recover. He's just has all his momentum going the wrong way, and he gets in there for an easy opportunity. Here's an example of me getting burned by exactly what I've been talking about. On the initial setup of the play, I'm guarding the ball. I'm in a pretty good guarding position right here, inside the three-point line. So basically, I'm in my defensive stance. So basically, I'm set up to guard either the pull-up three. You know, if he tries to take that, I'll be right in his face. But I'm still have enough distance there to cut him off if he tries to drive right into the paint. So he goes over to the right, and he stops, and I stay with him pretty well through his first couple of movements. Then he moves out here to the sideline. Now, right now, I'm still in good position. Still have my feet right inside the three-point line. Still in my defensive stance. So I'm doing okay. He's way out next to the Celtics bench. He's hanging out with Doc Rivers. He's no threat out there. But as soon as he starts coming back towards the basket, I make a mistake. I step up, and that's all he needs to get by me. As soon as I take that two-step movement, thinking that I'm gonna cut him off on the baseline, that's all he needs to get by me. So right there, he's already gone. Lowry goes right to the basket. Sullen just steps up and contests the initial shot, but then he gets an offensive rebound for an easy putback. So just to show you that. And here's an example of how you should guard a play like this. Here's Jeff Green. He's got Bargnani, who is a bad defender, basically on an island. And but Bargnani doesn't go for the steal. I don't know if he was being AI controlled and manually controlled. But right here is where you'd see a lot of users, if they were controlling Bargnani, they'd try to steal that pass, and that would have taken him right out of the play. He would have been gone. Jeff Green would have been gone for an easy dunk, or you could just pull it for a jumper. But instead, he stays back. He keeps good distance. He stays down. He's in his stance, and Green starts to drive. And even though he initially gets beat, he still stays down and he recovers, and he forces Green into a really tough shot. He gets a contest on it. So that's a very good defensive play. It's a good defensive contest. Shot goes down, but that's much better play to give up than to just to try to steal that ball out on the perimeter and give up an easy dunk. If you make your opponent take shots like these, you're going to win more games than you lose.